I'm going to read out my results. A member of Parliament for Zimbabwe beginning 24 August 2023. I will read out the names which I have here and the marks that they got. I will read them out in the order in which they appear on the ballot paper. Dube Brian of MDCT polled a total of 672 votes. Makombe Josiah of Triple C polled 12,450 votes. Now, by the powers vested in me by the government of Zimbabwe and the Constitution, I, Kusosa Nelson, being the Constituent Elections Officer for Gweru Eben constituency, I do hereby declare that I have, in accordance with the Electoral Act 2.13 and the regulations made thereafter, I have ascertained the results of the said poll in this constituency, and the results is announced. And I therefore declare the said Makombe Josiah on 24 August 2023, this day, duly elected the member of the House Assembly for Gweru Eben, with effect from today.
That is the results coming through from a Midlands province. Now from Midlands we go straight to Mashonaland Central, and let's get to hear the constituent elections officer from Bindura South giving us the result.
Rolling. Well, thank you very much for joining us once again from Mashonaland Central Province, where collation of results for the 2023 general elections has been underway, and we are in Bindura South constituency, where I'm joined by Mrs. Fortunate Kampinda, who is the constituency elections officer for Bindura South constituency, and is ready with the National Assembly results for Bindura South constituency. It is a very good evening, and you can go ahead and give us results for the Bindura South constituency.
Okay, thank you. For Bindura South constituency, we have two candidates who were battling it out. We have from Triple C, Gwarada George. And Gwarada George polled 8,285 votes. Then from ZANU-PF, we have Matangira Toyendepi Remigius, and he polled 17,266 votes. And so, by the powers vested in me by ZEC as the constituency elections officer for the House of Assembly election, I, Fortunate Chiedza Kampinda, do hereby declare Matangira Remigius Toyendepi of ZANU-PF as duly elected Member of Parliament for Bindura South constituency.
Well, thank you very much. That was Mrs. Fortunate Kampinda, the constituency elections officer for Bindura South constituency, giving us results for the Bindura South constituency National Assembly. It is back to the studio.
Yes, these are the results coming through from Mashonaland Central Province. From there, we go to Mashonaland West Province to one of our reporters, Atamba Ogagora, who will, of course, take us to the constituency elections officer.
Chinoi Constituency Elections Officer, Mr. Bernard Chisebo, is now ready to announce the National Assembly seat results.
Declaration of result of poll. I, Chisebo Ranganai Bernard, being the Constituency Elections Officer for Chinoi Constituency, do hereby declare that I have, in accordance with the Electoral Act, Chapter 213, in the regulations read thereunder, ascertain the result of the poll for the said constituents, and that have been given to candidate Chizomba Thomas, ZANU-PF 10051, Mangwa Leslie, Everman CCC 15761, Munyanduri Tendai Peter DOP 60, and what Mutodi Nyasha of ZCPO 85, and that I therefore declare the said Mangwa Leslie Evermore of CC this day to be duly elected member of the National Assembly for Chinoi constituents. There were
The result in Mashonaland West.
papers.
That is the result in Mashonaland West in Chinoi constituency. From there we go straight to Wange Central to find out the result from that constituency.
Good evening, Zimbabwe. We are here in Wange district at Wange Central Constituency Command Center, where Wange constituency elections officer Mr. Innocent Ngove has announced the results for the Wange Central constituency. Let's hear him speak.
I, Innocent S. Ngove, being the constituent elections officer for Wange Central constituency, do hereby declare that I have, in accordance with the Electoral Act, Chapter 2.13, and the regulations made thereunder, ascertained the result of the poll for the said constituents, that they have been given to Chinene Brian Independent 225 votes, Dube Reeds ZANU-PF 5,157 votes, Molokele Tsie FD CCC 9,167 votes, Love Cosmas Independent 646 votes, Nkomazana Salani MDCT 102 votes, Nyati Harriet Free Zim Congress 74 votes, and that I therefore declare the said Molokele Tsie Fortunate Daniel this day to be duly elected member of the National Assembly for the Wange Central constituency. There were 178 rejected ballot papers, and the percentage poll was 65.4%.
That's the story here at Wange Central constituency. Thank you so much for joining us. This is ZBC News, the true African voice, 2023.
Yes, from Wange we come back to Harare and we go straight to find out the result in Epwe, the South constituency. Let's get to hear the constituency elections officer giving us the result.
Well, the wait is over for the electorate here in Epwe South constituency, as the National Assembly results are now set to be announced by the constituency elections officer, Mr. Julius Nyatondo, who is on standby to give them the results they have been anxiously waiting for the National Assembly.
I hereby announce the result of the poll. I, Nyatondo Julius, being the constituency election officer for Epworth South constituency, do hereby declare that I have, in accordance with the Electoral Act, Chapter 2.13, and the regulations made thereunder, ascertained the result of the poll for the said constituency, and that they have been given to candidate number 1, Bande Ditmas, CCC, polled 1,867 votes. Baramasimbe Solomon, CCC, polled 1,314 votes. Chatambudza Kudakwashe Blessed, CCC, polled 6,745. Mwabaya Preston MDCT polled 228 votes. Taezwa Ona Mbofana ZANU-PF 8,112, and that I therefore declared the said Taezwa Ona Mbofana of ZANU-PF party this day to be duly elected member of the National Assembly for the Epworth South constituency. There were 621 rejected ballot papers, and the percentage poll.
From Epworth, let's go straight to Magunje to find out the result from that constituency.
And now we wait to hear for more results from the other constituencies.
2023, Zimbabwe decides.
Yes, these are the results that are coming through from various parts of Zimbabwe, and we'll make sure we get to give you more as soon as they come. And you know that this election is being observed by local observers, regional observers, as well as international observers. And speaking of international observers, the Secretary General of the Organization of African, Caribbean, and Pacific States, popularly known as OAPSC, His Excellency Georges Rebelo Pinto Chikoti, says he is satisfied with the current ongoing so far in Zimbabwe. And he did say that whilst he was addressing journalists earlier on, to say that so far he is satisfied with what he has seen in Zimbabwe. Yes, Zimbabwe, these are the updates that are coming through from the various parts of Zimbabwe as we get to give you results, updates from all the four corners, as we are here to make sure that we keep you informed, we keep you updated. We will continue to give you updates, and as soon as they get to us, we are still coming to you live from our International Conference Center. But as of now, we take you back to our Pockets U studios. Before that, we get to see that clip by the Observer Mission. Let's get to hear him speak.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. The Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States, OACPS, conveys its gratitude to the Zimbabwean authorities for the invitation to observe the 2023 harmonized elections. The OACPS values the adherence to democratic processes in all its member states, as this is essential for the achievement of their sustainable and inclusive development. Therefore, the OACPS supports the electoral process that is taking place in Zimbabwe at this moment. In this regard, the OACPS has, over the many years, had serious concerns about the continued sanctions against Zimbabwe, whose negative impact on the economic development greatly affects ordinary citizens. In an engagement with the leadership of the Republic of Zimbabwe, the OACPS was encouraged by the government's commitment to conduct elections that will be judged to be free, fair, and transparent, reflecting the will of the people of Zimbabwe.
Yes, these are the sentiments of the Secretary General of the Organization of African, Pacific and Caribbean States, of course, giving us an update on how he has seen the election so far. Let's go back to Makunji and find out more on terms of the results from that constituency. Yes, that is all we had for you during this update. And Zimbabwe, you know that you can rely on us. We will make sure we get to give you more and more updates as they come live here on our ZBC News. Stay tuned and make sure you do not dare touch that dial.
2023, Zimbabwe decides.